Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Recording in process. I'm Thomas Garrison. Been doing this for more than 25 years, actually, but in business for just about 25 years. In web development, designing, SEO. In addition, it goes into a lot of specifics having to do with email and everything else, because I used to host sites also. So it's kind of jack of all trades, master of quite a few. Usually it's only one. But today I want to go into the fact that I would say 100% of the people that I start with and I'm talking to, I've seen their sites and I see the situations for what I can find outside without even getting into admin. And the number one thing that I don't even know why, I can only assume, which I don't know if it's right or wrong. They just say, I'm not going to, or it's fast enough, or I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the reason is. But the number one factor for any website is what? Kevin?
Speed.
Sorry, you get cut off.
Speed.
Robert?
Speed.
Bill?
Speed.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm assuming the answer is speed.
Don?
I'm feeling a little peer pressure here.
What do you hear Amari says?
Don? Did he go away? All right. Maury already knows. Maury, what would you say?
Well, it's kind of hard not to go with a group, right? You have to say speed.
I said content.
Oh, there, you're back. Your microphone was
Yep.
off.
It was.
Content. Okay. Speed / functionality. If your site does not function at peak performance, let that sink in for the new people, because I'm repeating it again. You've got to have that peak performance, or a mobile device can't get into your pages. And I'll even refine that, can't get into the pages. Mobile devices hit your site. You're given by the mobile device user up to 3 seconds for any single page to load. And of course, if you're on a desktop, you're going, yeah, that works. No. Mobile devices have a completely different thing. And the only way that you're going to know whether your pages are fast for mobile devices or not is to test. And I have done many times tested and shown people how to test with the exact same software that Google uses to test your site. Lightspeed, excuse me, Lighthouse. Lightspeed's a server. Lighthouse. Especially the new people, write down that word. Lighthouse is what Google uses to test your speed for mobile devices. Hi, Susie. Been around, haven't seen you for a while. Okay, so I'm going to show you how simple it is to use Lighthouse. So who wants to give me a website? If you look at mine, you're going to go, yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything. Like Robert, he's going to say, yeah, but that doesn't count. Why doesn't it count? Because you're the developer. Yes.
You could always run mine, Tom.
That's true.
Can you do his?
Yeah, or anybody else that wants to do it. All right, so you're at your website or any other website that you want using Chrome. From Chrome, the first thing you're doing is clicking on the three dots at the top right. You then select New Incognito Window. This is how we as users get there. Google's got it set up for their servers for in-house. It just automatically does it some other way. But they're still using the same tool. So now I've done that and asked to open a new window for incognito, and this is where I've got this page. So the next thing to do is right-click, single right-click on any place where there's nothing, and click on Inspect. You get this stuff that appears at the bottom of the page, and you're
If
looking.
you think you're sharing, you're not sharing what you're doing.
I thought I was. What happened? There it is. Sorry. It switched on me when I went from Chrome to incognito. Okay, so incognito, right? Right click, inspect, Lighthouse. Wherever these bars are, however much gobbledygook it is, you're just looking for that one word, Lighthouse. Hi, Keith. Welcome to the group. And I'm going to slow down for just a second. Functionality is what I'm talking about, even though that we're going to get to the buyer's journey stuff. The reason that I'm doing this is because 100% of those who have been trying to do their buyer's journey pages have not addressed their performance in their website. 50, 60 mobile page speed, that's not going to cut it. You're never going to get mobile devices to come into your site. It has to be 90 or higher, 89 at the very least. And this is coming from Google. This is not just me spitting out some information. They won't put your website pages into the mobile search results until you have addressed the page speed. So wherever you find your website in any other kind of search, a mobile search won't have it if the pages are that slow. To test the speed, we're using Lighthouse. That's what Google uses. And it's part of Chrome. Using a new incognito window, you get to Lighthouse by doing the right click any place on the page after you're in a incognito window. Go to your site, right click, hit inspect.
Go to the side.
Then you're looking for the word Lighthouse. You click on Lighthouse and you want navigation, just like it's set up here that you see. Navigation, mobile. Don't ever test desktop. It's of no value. It's irrelevant. Then categories, just select them all. You don't need plugins. Once you've got that set, you just click on Analyze Page Load. And
can't
wait
get it to
for
come up on my-
Lighthouse to give you the
phone.
results. Sorry, what?
I'm not getting it to come up on my phone.
Lighthouse on your phone? Yeah, good luck with that.
I can do it from here. I did it once before. But been a while.
This is not my website, Robert. But guess what he's using?
What? Right. Joomla.
Yep. So these are the kinds of numbers that you need to have. That's be great if you hit this. And Kevin's going, ha, 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 ha. So let's show them a page that has a bunch of pictures on it, because people are always saying, yeah, but if you've got a bunch of pictures, it's going to be slow. Okay. I don't disagree. Here's a bunch of pictures. Anybody disagree? I'm going to test this page. And of course, people are kind of going, well, why are we doing this again? Are you surprised, Kevin? You should be.
No, I've been listening.
What kind of pictures does this thing have on it? It's got all kinds. It's even got a pop-up with images. So it's not that just images. You can have a very nice design. You can do whatever that you want in, I'd say in small portions. You don't want to have these gigantic pictures because those things really slow down a page. So do videos. Forget videos. You can have them pop up like I do these phones. Any image that you want in a large size, make it something that you click to pop up that large size. Any video that you want to put in a page, put it in the pop-up so it does not slow down the page. So even though this particular platform is one that's screaming fast in the first place, it's called Joomla, for those who don't know. Joomla will outperform pretty much any platform that you throw at me. So I start with Joomla. What's the point in starting with WordPress or something else that I already know it's going to be a battle to speed up? If I start at 100%, it's my fault for anything that's slowing down. And Joomla starts at 100%, no cache, nothing special, no tricks, no gimmicks. Okay. Back again to why I'm going through this. If your site is not fast for mobile devices, you're wasting your time trying to create these buyer journey pages. Because if you put those in, you're adding more pages, that's true. But those pages are then slow so that you can't get to the top of the search engines to address or to target those mobile devices. Ultimately, that's what you're doing with the buyer's journey. Local search results are what you're targeting. So you're trying to create buyer journey pages for local search because it will get to the top faster. If you're not doing local search, go back to what I just showed you about performance. The reason that you're not in the top of the search engines and the reason that you're not in mobile device searches is because your site doesn't perform properly. If you don't address that first, all you're doing is adding more weight and you're just creating a problem that's still going to make you mad because you haven't addressed the problem in the first place. The buyer journey pages are very simple to create. And I'll show you that in just a minute, but there's no point in doing that until you have done the performance. Past the performance, now you can create buyer journey pages. Does that make sense, Keith? You're new, so I want to make sure that I'm saying what you need to know. So at any time, jump in here and ask questions. I have no problem with that. Don, same thing. If you got questions, let me know. Is it making sense to you?
So far,
Sorry, you got cut off.
so far good.
Okay. So before you try to do anything, in order to get to the top of the search engines, one of the main things you must have is your site functioning correctly. That includes the speed, the load time. And that's what I was showing you with Lighthouse. Now, does anybody have questions about using Lighthouse to see what their page speed is?
I can't find it.
Can't find Lighthouse?
Yeah, I went to incognito and mode. I got that. I
Mhm.
think I had this problem once before. And then inspection, I can't find.
Okay, right click on a page
Just anywhere.
and you'll see this menu that I've got on screen.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, inspect down at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. I'll be right in a while. It's been a long, long day. Then you just type in the,
Nope.
all right, then I see that on the side.
And if yours is on the side, I want you to go over to the 3 dots that are on the bar. Wherever you see the 3 dots next to that gear,
That's it.
Okay, click on the dock side, third from the left. It says dock to bottom.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go.
Now it
Okay.
looks like mine.
Yeah.
Now select Lighthouse on that bar. The first top bar. Click on Lighthouse.
I see elements. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah,
Then make sure that navigation is selected. Device mobile is selected. We don't care about desktop.
on the side, okay.
And then the categories are all selected.
Got to get that.
After you have those done, click on Analyze Page Load.
All right, so it's mobile, okay, performance, you had all those checked off? Yeah. navigate. Oh, okay,
Everything but plugins.
got it.
Okay, then hit Analyze Page Load.
Yeah, do that. Uh-oh. Must not have put anything in it.
What's that?
I didn't put any site in it. It's not.
No, just click on Page and Load. Page load speed. Analyze the page load.
Oh. Page load. There we go. I'm at the bottom.
The blue button that says Analyze Page Speed. To the right.
Yeah, it's not, it's grayed out for some reason. I don't have something done right. I don't think I put a website in it or something.
Are you're at a web page if you got incognito open.
I don't, oh, it's nothing there. I guess could be a,
Yes, that would definitely have a problem.
there you go. Okay. Now it's
Okay.
nice page load. Okay.
So everybody else knows, Keith and Don, Brian. I'm spending the time doing this because 100% of the people who have come to me in, I'd say, the last year for trying to figure out how they can help to get up in the search engines, how can they work on the buyer's journey pages? And we've gone through a lot of those discussions. And I have said this many times, you must address the performance of your site first. Everything else is second. So
Well-
if you are making notes for my meetings, the very first note that you should make is my performance must be addressed. If you don't hit 90 or higher, work on the performance. If you get 89, you should work on it a little bit, but if you just can't get over 89, you're going to have to accept that as the best you can do.
Everything else came out good. It's this performance is shitty.
Well, that's the only thing you care about because the rest of the stuff on there doesn't mean squat to
Right.
you. It does to a developer. I can look at it and go, yeah, okay, I know what they're talking about. Even the SEO on this page is only technical, has nothing to do with keywords, headings, meta tags, anything. It's the technical aspects of SEO that are on the page. That's it.
That's okay.
So whatever score you get for SEO has nothing to do with, well, then I should rank really well because I got this high score. No, that's not it.
Okay, so I got
It's
to.
not what SEO means in this particular test. So if you're below 89, Bill,
Mm.
you need to work on it.
Yeah, back we go. I thought we hit it.
What's the speed?
67.
Yep.
And everything else is up at, everything else is 100 except for SEO is 93. So, all right, back we go.
Yes.
Figure out what's going on, I suppose. Yeah, I thought I had this down.
Uh-oh. We had an emergency, had to go. Okay, so Brian, I need your input to make sure that I've explained it easily enough that you can walk through those steps too with any page of your website.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with everything you're saying, but yes, I understand everything you're saying.
I like it when somebody doesn't agree. Tell me why.
Because typically the top 10 sites that show up in Google don't have 89 or above in performance when you do this test. So, performance is certainly incredibly important in highly competitive markets, all other things being equal. But there are other factors that are as important or more important than performance if everybody has similar performance. And so, you know, in my market in Atlanta, the top digital marketing agency anywhere, they rank for everything under the sun, has about a 50 performance, but they rank for hundreds of search terms. So yeah, performance is crazy important, but I don't believe it, but it's simply not true that you don't show up in Google mobile search if you don't have that performance, because I don't have that performance and half my traffic is mobile to my site.
Okay. Now, in your there's two things that you brought up. One, we want to know about what analytics says about how much time on the page for a mobile device. Two, which is more important, you're correct that there are a lot of the top positioned sites that are slower than a 10-year itch. Why do they get to be there?
Primarily backlink and authority.
Where do they get that?
Where do they get the backlinks and the authority?
Yeah, forget the backlinks though.
Well, I mean, backlinks is one of the top, you know,
No.
ranking factors.
No.
Yeah.
If you get backlinks from Nike or a university or a college, yes, those are great.
I'm not talking about, you know, like spam farm kind of backlink type
And
stuff.
yet the vast majority of people who pay for backlinks, that's what they get.
Yeah.
Just anybody.
That went
And
by the wayside
they
years
don't work.
ago.
Yes, that doesn't work. Now, the reason that those sites that are slower than a 10-year itch are in the top, because they do one or all of the above. Ads with Google, a lot of them. They've been around forever and they have pushed, and Google knows that it's a high authority site. They are working on, and they provide information that they say they're going to provide. And that's another really important one. Where are the people that we deal with, and where's the average person? 400 pages back in the search engine. And it's those people that I'm saying you have to address the page speed first. Get that so it's off the table. Now concentrate on the next thing, and not backlinks, but you're concentrating on your content, because the next thing is your content. Now, that's where the buyer journey comes in. Most people feel I'm an expert in my field and I know all of my pages. I know what I need to have on all of my pages. In as much as that might be true, the way you put it on your pages is not the way that people need to have it. Because as a visitor to your site, I'm looking for specific information. I happened upon a link that came from your website, and I went to that page, and this is what you, as a user, see all the time. So I went to that page. It's not answering my question. It's not answering what I was looking for. So you leave, you go back, and you pick another site from the search results. That performance that I did, go to a site and I left in less than 10 seconds and came back and picked another site. Google has recorded that. Every time somebody does that, Google has that recorded, and eventually you're going to get shoved out of that position because you're not providing the information that somebody was searching for. So it comes down to content, performance, content, in that order. If you are one of these companies that spends thousands of dollars a month on all this stuff, either ads for Google or whatever else trying to get to the top, Google is going to say, yeah, the pages are really slow, but they have the information. They've got this, they've got that. We're not those people. We're not Nike. Google's not going to sanction Nike for having a page speed of 20. And people who are on a mobile device will allow a Nike page to wait for 10 seconds before it loads so they can use it. They won't do that with any other site. But they know what they're getting from that site. So you can't use the information or the facts that you stated, Brian, are correct, but you can't use them for the average site. These other guys, they're big companies. Google's not going to sanction them. The same way that Google's not going to sanction them for not having buyer's journey pages. It's just a given. It's a money. It's greed. So when it comes down to money, yeah, those guys can do this and that and the other thing. They get away with all kinds of stuff that we could never get away with. So the little guy has to perform. He also has to have the right content. If you're going to get backlinks, make sure that they're really good backlinks. And it's hard to get. You can't pay somebody like Fiverr and get those kind of links. You're going to pay thousands. Generally speaking, those companies, like say if you wanted a university or the Mayo Clinic or somebody like that to link to your page, those are great backlinks. Why would the Mayo Clinic link to your site? Poor little me that's got this little site about health and nutrition. They don't give two rats pajamas about me. So they're not going to link to me. I'd have to establish some kind of a relationship with them in order to get that. And that's the same thing with any other major corporation. They don't need to link to you. If they find, wow, this is a really good article that you have, or really good information on this page that is related to my company, they're going to say, yeah, they're going to send people to that. But the chances of you having something like that are very slim. So when I make a statement, even though that you're right, and you've done the study and you've seen what's going on out there, Brian, you have to break it down to where's your site? What condition is it in? What kind of authority does it have? If you have 50 or higher authority, sure, you can go do whatever you want. But when you're starting out and you've got 5 or maybe 10 in domain authority and 3 on a page authority, you're going to have to really make some good friends to be able to counter that. Or you do everything right, having the content perfect, having your performance perfect, having the buyer's journey pages perfect. Then Google will consider you. Doesn't mean that you get to have that position. Google will be looking at you. Now, there's another part of that. If you have 5 pages in your site and everything is perfect, performance, content, buyer's journey, Google still kind of goes, yeah, but it's a little site. Big sites, hundreds of pages, thousands of pages. Those kinds of sites are the ones that get the authority because they've got so much information. So Google's going, okay, pages are slow, but it's got great information, so I'll leave it at the top. Not really fair, but nobody ever said Google's fair.
Well,
Google does what is going to make Google money. So anything that they do, don't think for a minute that what they're doing is for you. And these kinds of meetings are, here's the way Google works. In order for you to compete, here's what you need to do. So, Brian, do you have any idea how far back your website is on any page for search results?
Yeah, I track everything pretty granularly with most of my pages.
And what's the worst you have? Or I should say,
Oh.
what's the best you have? Do you have one at the top of the search engines?
Sure, yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
search term?
I'll tell you, I'm like a day trader on crack, tracking this. So I mean, stuff like Atlanta responsive web design. We do well on organically.
Did everybody hear what he just said? Repeat that, Brian, if you would.
Atlanta responsive web design organically.
Did everybody hear? It's a local search term.
Yeah.
So why do people do that? Don, do you have any idea why he would do that?
Hey, a lot of this is over my head, I'll be honest, but I'm learning. And I know that when I do searching, I often say, find something near me that I'm looking for. So I'm hearing that local word. I serve Western Michigan, so I suppose by extension here, I should add a Michigan term in my my search terminology, or even a local, even more local than that.
Either I just explained things correctly, or you're that quick to pick stuff up, but yes. If you're in Michigan, you can do you service a community? Do you service a city? Do you service a county? Do you service the whole state? So that is going local. You can use a term like near me, but it's better, especially if in the footer of your page, you list the areas that you service. So they're on every page. So every page of your site is local. Why do you want to be in local? Because if you look at the same search term without the locality in the term, that would be a national search, and you're going to see millions of results. If you do a search term with a community in it, county, city, whatever, so it's a local search term, you'll find that you're probably not even in a million results. So number one is you have a whole lot less competition. Number two is chances of you writing a really good page in that amount of low competition are pretty high. So if you follow along with the buyer's journey pages, that's exactly what those pages are designed to do. And you're using local terms, search terms that people are searching in your area. Okay, so the idea is that you want your site to be listed in local searches for as many terms as you can come up with. That's going to gain you authority. This is now coming more clear to you, Brian, about the fact that we push the correct information, just not telling people the big guys can get away with all this stuff. Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
we're
I still
dealing
don't
with the
agree
smaller.
completely. I'm kind of like you. I've done digital for 28 years.
Yeah.
I've done SEO for 4 years.
Yep.
So I believe that, we do SEO for our clients every day.
Yep.
That all have 40, 50 performance that rank in the top 3 for most of their stuff.
Yep.
But it's because of creating authority. It's because of creating great content.
Correct.
That best practices SEO. And so I just, like I said, I think the performance, all other things being equal, performance gives people the edge. But there are many, many local markets and a lot of search terms that you can rank for. I mean, hell,
Yes.
I rank in Atlanta, and that is the most competitive market. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't throw a rock without hitting a web design company or a marketing agency. And yet, we rank pretty well for a lot of terms. And I don't have, astronomical performance, but I've got amazing content.
Right. So what you're saying, and that's kind of what, when I have any of my meetings, it's a matter of, I could go into those sorts of things, but 99% of the people who come to these meetings who are struggling with their website, it's so much information that they're like, I'm lost. And case in point,
And I don't mean to contradict you. I agree. Performance is amazing.
and I agreed that what I said, it's only for, I should say that differently. The way that I state things is for these common people, if you will, who are struggling, trying to get their site up.
Yeah.
Because if I provide all that other information, that's like way over
Yeah.
their head and they don't have a clue.
Yeah.
So I just don't say that.
Yeah.
And the important thing is, just like you were saying, you can get away with it if you know all these other things,
Yep.
but they don't know how to learn all those other things. And I don't see a point in them trying to.
Yeah.
It's best if you just concentrate on performance, then your content, making sure that you're addressing local searches.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So anyway, I appreciate it. I don't mean to be a contrarian because I
Oh,
agree
no.
with,
You're probably the first marketing person that I've had in here who didn't want to stand up and scream and yell and jump up and down and say, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
no,
Like, if you know about marketing truly, you're going to realize just exactly what you said. And I'm not disagreeing with what you said. So there you go. You're understanding that developers and marketing people can get along as long as they realize there are different ways to do things and reasons for doing it a certain way.
yeah,
So for you, Don, that just means concentrate on the performance, concentrate on the content of the site, and target locally. Generally speaking, if you do a really nice page and or your buyer's journey pages for a local term, you could pop up there in 2 to 3 weeks. And as you see over time, that page will then go higher to the top, provided it is done properly. So you really just need to concentrate on those things rather than how come, yeah, well, they've got a reason, and that's way too convoluted. So when you're into the buyer journey pages, it is hopefully after you have addressed your performance. And Arthur, to kind of catch you up, I know you're listening. I have had 100% of the people who come to me about the buyer journey information have horrible performance. And so I've been trying to get across this morning, work on that performance first, then get to the buyer journey pages. Now, Dawn and the other people who are new, and even Bill, can you each give me a term, a keyword term that you have researched? I'll stop there for a second.
Sustainability.
Hey, rephrase your question.
Okay. A keyword term. Do you know what a keyword term is?
Yes.
Okay. And for anybody that's in question or thinks they might know but not quite sure, it's what somebody types into the search engine, period. And you can call it a lot of different things, but in essence, it's what somebody types into the search engine. Those terms, those keyword terms are what you need to know. Why? Because you're not going to write an article about what you want to write an article. You want to write an article, especially the buyer's journey, about what somebody is searching. Don, what's your business?
We sell honeybees and beekeeping supplies.
Okay. So
So we have a really small niche.
I think everybody knows bees and they may not know beekeeping supplies. A question, and this is something that you can research because I don't know. I would have to research, and I'll show you where in just a minute. Something that people might be searching that you could use for a buyer journey page, or the set of buyer journey 3 pages, would be where would I find beekeeping supplies?
Yep. And
So
that
your
is one.
question- Your
Go ahead.
question to me is going to be, well, why would I want to write about that? Going back to what I just said a minute ago, because that's what somebody's searching. What I want to write, doesn't make any difference what you do want to write about. You can save those for other pages that you want to create. Your buyer's journey page needs to be, what are people searching to find my business? So the question that I have for you and Bill, in fact, I got one more for you, Bill, before I go into the keyword planner. When's the last time that you used one word to search?
Never. I don't even remember.
When I asked you for the keyword term that you used, an example,
Sustainability. Well,
it's one word.
right, that's one word. But it has a lot of meanings, that's the problem.
Yeah, but no buts about it. People don't search one word,
Right, that's right.
especially if they know that that word has a lot of meaning.
Mhm.
People are getting more and more specific with their searches today. They're even asking these long questions, you know, back in the day, and Brian will remember this, put in 2 or 3 words because that's going to give you what you want. You only had maybe 500,000 or 1 million sites to deal with. The more sites there are, the more these terms get longer and everybody is searching, especially the generation now that's using so much of the mobile phones and refuse to do anything else. They're the worst for writing these long questions. But that's what they're searching. Google wants you to address that. So you need to find a place. Dawn, I'm going to ask you, do you have a place where you search your keyword terms?
Where I personally look for keyword terms, or when I do a search,
Yes.
I usually use 5 or 6 words. Or
where-
longer, you know.
How do you determine if the keywords terms that you are considering are terms that people are actually searching?
I will use those same terms to see who my competitors are. So if I look for something called package Bs, you wouldn't understand that one.
Mhm.
I will type that in, or who has package Bs in Michigan, to see where my competitors are.
Mhm.
And then I check prices and that sort of thing. So the same terms that I hope bring people to my site, I use to research other sites. And I'll get sometimes national on that.
And that's true. So you're saying, I just kind of by the seat of my pants, I'm coming up with a list of terms. Is that correct?
Very deliberate about it. Yeah. Very deliberate about what terms. While back, our hosting service did a research on what terms people are using to find our kind of business. And they gave us a readout on that.
Okay,
Let's see, my screen just went crazy.
that probably is me sharing.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, because you're saying that you kind of just pull it out of your head and then you're looking, you have a method, but I would like to see you refine that method. That's like an additional method, and it's a good one. But it doesn't tell you how many people are searching that specific term. That's what you want to know.
Okay, that's true. We don't get that feedback.
Okay, so the keyword planner in Google, if you just type in keyword planner, you're going to find it right at the top, either the first one or the keyword planner. That's the help page. I go to this first one, and Google's always changing stuff, so try one, but you're trying to get into your account. And you're here. Now you can type in whatever term that you want. So give me that term again that you were saying.
Package, like in a box, package. Package Bs, B-E-E-S, package, P-A-C-K-A-G-E. There you go.
Package B.
With
That's it?
plural, with an S, Bs. Yeah, there you go.
And is it a local term or not?
Oh, no, that's a national term.
Okay. Do you know where your site lands as far as national or local?
Have no idea.
Okay, then,
Locally, we do pretty well. That's a springtime search term that's used a lot between January and June. And we do pretty well locally with that.
now that's the business itself. What about the website? The website, does it have any pages that are anywhere close to the top? Of the searches?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
So let's go back to, you said package Bs.
Yes.
There's 1,000 to 10,000 people a month searching for that nationally. Now that's a pretty competitive term because, and you can even see here, shows that it's high. The last 3 months, it's increased by 900%. This must be the time of year where people are looking for that.
This is the time of the year.
And year over year, it's up 900%. So it probably goes way down in just another few months. But the point
Yes.
is, we're looking at a national term. And I want you to take, what's the area you said, Michigan?
Michigan, or specifically, we can do my town, which is Holland, Holland.
Okay. Okay, very little competition. You could own that.
And we almost do.
Now, there's two parts to this. On one hand, you're going to say, yeah, because in fact, let's go to Google and we'll search that. Wow. You see anything that you should be happy about, Don?
I'm happy seeing right at the top there.
Look at that.
Yeah, we just
So-
updated.
You're fine for that. And I see your number 2. Don Lambees.
How many people are searching for package B's Holland?
0 to 10. So not many, but obviously he owns that search term. So I'm saying, great. Get another one of those terms.
Mhm.
Find another term. You own that one. Now find one that has a bit more searching.
I would say bee supplies.
And I'm going to do the same thing. Bee Supplies Holland. Same thing. And people are going to say, why am I targeting these search terms if nobody's searching them? People do search, just very few. If you've got keyword terms that you're targeting and you're at the top of the search engines for that term, that's all you care about. You're going to get ranking. You're going to get authority from Google because you've done that. And the more authority you have, the closer you get to going national. National will kind of just happen if you have enough authority from what you're doing locally. So just concentrate on the local stuff. You could use Bee Supplies Holland. You could even use Bee Supplies, what other area?
Michigan, West Michigan.
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
So I hope you're writing these down and why you're adding West Michigan or Holland or anything. What's another term?
Bee classes.
You didn't
People like to
say
take
bee
a-
glasses, did you?
Class. School.
Okay. Bee classes.
Instruction, education, West Michigan.
Okay, I'm hoping everybody is seeing this. We don't care if it's 0 to 10. These are for the buyer's journey pages. Get them to the top of the search engines. Let them provide authority because you're there. It's not like they've been getting a lot of searches. That's not the thing. It's being at the top. And as you go, the next step, you use, let's say that you've done this for 4 or 5 different search terms. Great. So you're covering a whole bunch of different things, all local. And those pages are giving your site, and especially the page to which those buyer's journey pages are connected, they're giving them authority. So it's time to go to the competition, which you said that you already do. And what kind of terms are they using?
They would be using some same terms, I would think. It's such a small niche and such a small industry.
Let's look over here at where you are at the top. Holland area. Is that one of your main competitors?
Holland Area Beekeepers, that's a bee club.
Hollandbees.org. That's a bee club. How about
Yeah,
Lamb on
They
Facebook?
dot would be a competitor.
Okay. So you've got it all over them. 1, 2, 3 pages before you get to Dadont or Dadont. 3 of
That's
yours
nice. That's
are
nice.
there. So
That's nice.
that means you've got it all over the competition. So the competition's looking at you. What are you doing to get to the top on that particular term? But you'd want to use, I'd say, great. Don't touch the pages or the page that is coming up for that particular term. This one looks like it's an ad, is it? Are you
No,
doing an
not
ad?
necessarily. We don't do any advertising. We
Okay.
just exist. We've been around forever, like 35, 40 years. And so
There
we
you
have
go.
a lot of goodwill built up in the state. You know,
You're
I can go
absolutely
anywhere.
right. And even
I
if
go
these
anywhere.
pages, we're going to prove the point that Brian and I were talking about earlier. We don't know what this page speed is, but obviously Google has thought highly of it. So I'm going to test it over here in,
Fantastic. Thank you. I was trying to do that on my phone and it didn't work.
nah, couldn't give you 2 cents doing anything having to do with web development on a mobile device. Okay, I'll switch over to that screen. And we'll take a look at how fast this page is. And as Brian said, you know, if you've got age and you've got authority, you could have slow pages. So if this comes up slow, 84 is not bad. It's not horrible. It's not as fast as it could be, but
Okay.
it's fine, obviously, because you've been around for so long, you've got the authority. Yeah, the page is a little bit slow, but it's not that bad. So Google's letting you be where you are. You need more search terms, though. So when you have additional search terms, that's when you are looking in the keyword planner to see how many are searching, and you want to look to see yourself. When you do a search to find out where your site is, you need to log out of Google, because it's always
Okay.
going to show you your site if you try to search for anything having to do with your site. It sees, oh, well, you're logged in. We better show you your site. I don't want to see mine. That's one of the reasons I never tell Google where I am. It asks me all the time, do you want us to save your location? Nope, don't tell me anything.
Nope,
Don't
nope,
save
nope.
anything about me. I'm not even happy that I have to use you. So Brian likes that one.
I'm in on that one too.
So it is, I mean, that's just what you have to do these days. You don't have a choice. So making sure that you have a local term, and you in specific don't have to worry about performance because you've got the authority. But start creating buyer's journey pages for terms and new pages, and make sure that those pages are done really well. Bill, are you paying attention to that too? Your mic's off.
Yeah, I was looking, trying to play around with this keyword planner thing. Okay,
Oh, did you find the keyword planner?
yeah, there's a
Okay.
bunch, but there's a few of them, but
Well, there's only one keyword planner from Google.
yeah, from Google.
You can find all kinds of other ones, but unless you can find one that you know for a fact is providing the same information that you would get from Google, I wouldn't use it. I know a lot of people try it. Well, I use this so and so and so and so. How do you know that that's what people are searching in Google? Well, the keyword planner is Google. So there's no point. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's free. Go use that.
Thomas, do you
Is it
ever
that-
use Answer the Public?
I have in the past. I haven't really done much with it. And I
It's
know that
free.
Ask the Public, that works a lot. And in fact, prior to AI coming out, that was one of those things where I did tell people about it because here's a thing that kind of shows you a good overall what people are searching. But now everybody's allowed to get even more lazy because we can go over to AI and say, what are people searching? So you can go to Bard and do that. Bard is Google. They're going to tell you what people are searching. And you can be very specific in Bard. Dawn and Bill, go to Bard
Listening.
and say, what are people searching? And it could be, what are people searching about bee packages, West Michigan?
So Bard is
Or it could be, what are
BARD.
people searching about? What is a bee package or anything about your subject? So what are people searching about bees? Bill, what's yours business?
Well, it's a lot of different things, right? Yeah, we're sort of, let's see, what's a good one? Anti-ransomware software and hardware.
What was it? Software and hardware for what?
Yeah, anti-ransomware,
Oh,
ransomware protection, if you want to call it that.
there you go. Or security, site security. But you're specific to ransomware, so you could type that into Bard. What are people searching
Yeah.
about ransomware?
Yeah,
And it should give you a nice long list of what people are literally searching.
mhm.
Now, both you guys and anybody else searching for keyword terms, if you go to back here to Google, you notice this is Package Bees Holland. So it's whatever search term you have. Scroll down the page and look for these. These are related searches. When you see those, grab them. Perhaps not all, it just depends on how good those terms are. And the Holland Bee Club, you're not the Holland Bee Club, so you would not use that term. Package Bees Holland 2021, I wouldn't use that one. But you've got 6 others that are decent. So this is another way to combine with AI, what the stuff that AI is going to tell you that people are searching. When you searched Package Bees Holland, these are related terms. So we already know for a fact that people who are looking for your kind of business, for your services and products, here's 8 terms that people have searched related to your business. So that's your first, that's your step after performance. And I don't want you to just ignore performance because of the age. As long as you are doing it 80 plus, I'd say you could get away with it. But if you're still down in the 60s, 50s, Bill, you've got to make sure that you do the performance first. Then go on to the keyword terms searching and using AI to ask what are people searching. Do the searching Google itself, and you can get these related searches. And you're going to say, okay, well, I can do 1 or 2. No, search until the cows come home. Search until you've just exhausted every idea that you have. Because you just don't know what term is going to be great. And then go back with this huge list that you have and search in Google and see the related searches, see if that's right. Now you have a good list to start from to be able to create your buyer's journey pages. Does that all make sense, Bill?
Yeah. The
Don?
the issue still goes back to now I'm still with Wix. And so what you're telling me, no matter what I do, I'm not going to get a good mobile
Well, you won't get a performance.
performance.
But you can get Wix to be a decent platform, not great, but a decent platform.
So what is the next step up from that without spending thousands of dollars a minute?
Well, it won't be a minute, but it's not going to be $20. You
Right.
need to go independent.
Put my own server in?
No, just host with somebody.
No, host
Wix.
somebody.
You're on a platform that is, you can only be here. You can't take your stuff with you. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, I want to have a site that I can do whatever the flock I want. That's an independent site. So you need to either use WordPress or Joomla. I wouldn't suggest any of the other ones. Not another page builder site. Every one of the page builder sites, Wix has actually been doing some work, so it's better than a lot of them. And yet it's still got a performance issue. So you can still use yours and create these buyer journey pages.
One step at a time. Okay.
And yet it's not the best of all worlds. You really want an independent site.
Mhm.
So we are using WordPress. What's the other one? Joomla? Can you spell that, please?
Joomla.
No wonder nobody would have figured that one out.
Shush.
Oh my gosh.
That's the one that's 100% page speed out of the box, mobile page speed out of the box.
Jumbo?
Joomla is?
Joomla, yes.
Joomla.
That is the platform that we saw this morning. Kevin had to go, but that was Kevin's website.
Jumbo.
So when you saw 100 across the board, well, that's Joomla. That's it for today, folks. Have fun and thanks for coming. I'm going to stop the recording.